Hello guys, Jolly Vlog back with another video, and today I'm going to be going over the Marvel Legends Infinity Saga Iron Man Mark III. This is the second version of the Marvel Legends Mark III, and this is part of the Infinity Saga wave. So I did want to pick this up. This looks so cool in the box. I did take it out, as you can see right here. So yeah, I do want to get into the box art first, and then we'll get into the actual figure. So I don't want to waste any time, and let's get into that right now. Taking a first look at the box art here. This is a pretty nice box. We have a galaxy kind of look on the bottom there, ages 4 and up. Then we have the Avengers symbol there, which is nice. The Infinity Saga, Iron Man Mark III, of course. Then we have the Iron Man Legends series with Iron Man on the top. Lots of Mark III everywhere. And on the side, we get this nice poster. So, yeah, it's pretty much supposed to be a bigger picture there, so that's pretty cool. You can see that's pretty much everything. All the stuff on the bottom, talking about choking hazards. The back is pretty cool as well. If you want to go read that right there, you can go pause the video and read that right now. And then we do have the 2008 Iron Man poster with that really cool helmet, and I do believe this is a spot varnished poster, so that is pretty cool. And I would say get the thing open, but I pretty much already did. He's not in the box. You can see that's a little background that you have with all the little symbols there. So let's get into the actual figure. Here is the regular look at the figure, just, you know, everything you see here. I do want to get into accessories because he does have quite a bit of accessories and stuff that I would like to get into, and stuff that is very interesting. So let's go over that now. Alright, so here are all the accessories. Here you have the two repulsor hands without a hinge, and then you have one of the kind of arm guards there, and then the missiles that he does end up shooting out of his wrists. So there is a piece here that I did add on when I opened the figure, but it's supposed to come off like this, and it technically counts as another accessory. I put that in quotation marks because it does come with a little open piece here, and that's because what you do is you just kind of plug this in. I'm just gonna port it in right there, like that. Really simple, really easy to do. So then you just kind of lower this down with that kind of accessory. So then it just kind of looks like he's shooting out the missile like that. And that is pretty cool. I do like that a lot. I'm going to show you that in a different angle, so it's not this kind of weird, awkward angle. And then you do have the arm guard here, which you pretty much just do the same thing. You kind of just have it like this or whatever, and it does look pretty cool. So that's there. The painting and stuff like that is really nice. I do like that a lot. Going more in depth with this, the red painting, the red metallic kind of shiny painting looks really great. The gunmetal gray looks nice as well, all the little sculpted details in there. And then with this, the kind of two missiles that are shooting out, this looks nice too, not as complex as this, but it still does look really nice with all that paint and detail. It does look really good, and I am happy with that. And speaking of paint and detail, we do have the repulsor hands, which do look cool. Unfortunately, it's not like blue. I wish the outline was like blue or something. And also on mine, there is a little bit of paint chipping on the top there. But all the sculpting detail and everything like that does look really nice. The fingers are nicely sculpted, and I do like that a lot. And I couldn't really expect anything else with this figure. They did put the little flap that he has on the arms up, which is nice, so that way it doesn't get in the way. And this is probably the only Iron Man figure that I understand why they didn't put a hinge, because you wouldn't really be able to move it anyway because of the little flap here. That's why they had to kind of sculpt it going upward. So that's all right with me. This is what the other hand looks like. This is the kind of regular arm thing that's supposed to go in there if you don't want any accessories popping out. You can tell which one is, able to come off and which one isn't, but it still looks fine, and it's not that bad to me. I actually like it quite a lot, and it fits in pretty well. And then the masked head sculpt, or the, the fully helmeted on, I guess you could say, the full helmet version. There we go. This head sculpt is pretty cool. I wish that we could have gotten the blue around the eyes. That would have looked nice. It would have actually sold the fact that it is lit. Some swirls there of dark red, which is unfortunate, but it's not that big of a deal to me. I do really, really love the paint on this red portion of the helmet, and even on the gold parts, it does look really nice. And then the gunmetal gray looks amazing. I love that a lot on these Iron Man figures. So it does look really nice, and that's what the inside looks like. And that will wrap up all the accessories for this figure. Now let's get on to the actual figure, the Iron Man Mark III itself. So onto the actual figure itself. Oh my gosh, this figure looks amazing. It looks so great. You can't really tell on the camera, it is kind of dull on the coloring, but the red is a very nice, vibrant color. The gold looks really great too. All the sculpting and detail into this figure is really nice, like into the arms there and everything, and especially on the legs. You can't really tell. Everything's just like kind of put in nicely. It looks like it always has a spot for everything. You can see that's where it separates, but it doesn't really look like that when it's just normal. So that is really great. And then we do have the diaphragm joint with no waist swivel, but that's fine because we do get a full 360 with the diaphragm joint. And looking at the back of this figure, it does look really great. If you put it on the ab crunch forward, it doesn't look that bad. There's a little bit of an open air there, but it's not horrible. If you put it back, there is no open air, which does look nice. And yeah, the lines do continue as where they should. So yeah, the lining with the top part of the suit and the bottom looks good. All this detailing with the arc reactor looks really nice. And the gunmetal gray inside and then over here, it all looks really, really great. And then for the head sculpt with Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark looks, oh my gosh, looks fantastic. It looks beautiful. It does look like really good, and I'm surprised. Didn't think it looked that great in the box, but just looking at it in hand, it looks really, really good. And I do love this a lot, and I have to give Hasbro some credit because this does look really good. And then the mask there, or the flipped up side of the helmet, looks nice. So that's pretty cool. And popping this head off, he does have the dumbbell joint. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. So when you do try to look it up, you are going to see a little bit of gappage on this heart. This head is a little bit hard to get on. So if I just kind of snap that on there, let's do a quick cutaway. So here it is, and it did take me to heat it up twice and then put it back on, so it might be a little tight to actually get on. Didn't want to break it. Already did that with a Far From Home figure. Not a fun experience. Also, something else I'd like to note is for the thigh area, you can see some of the paint did smidge off on mine. Don't know if that's for all of them, but that's kind of sad. But yeah, everything else here does look really nice. It looks awesome. I love the gunmetal gray for the kind of screws that go in, and everything looks awesome. I do wish that this could have been gunmetal gray too. Maybe they could have made these gunmetal gray so that way it isn't it isn't pinless, but maybe they could have made it gunmetal gray to look like kind of like, I don't know, like the screws like they did in the movie. That would have been a little more fun or cool, something like that. But yeah, so they do also have on here at the feet. And getting into the articulation segment, because I did want to talk about this, there is not a lot of ankle pivot. I did think that there was going to be like none, but it does kind of stretch out the plastic a little bit there, so you can do that. Actually, you do get quite a bit of ankle pivot there, actually. You can move it down. It's actually all right for these little things coming here. Not as much up, but that is understandable. I actually do think I might have, no, the back is, the plastic is actually fine. The back of the legs do look nice too as well. Like this detailing on the kind of calf there and everything, it does look nice. So yeah, the articulation segment for the ankles for this figure, it's really good. But what isn't really good is that this hand is way too loose anyway. Let's get on to the arms. The arms can move out. So it's a 90-degree angle, which is pretty cool. You do get double jointed elbows there, which is nice. You can see all of that there. So yeah, barely any kind of hinge for any of the arms, which is fine with the repulsor blasters and fine with these two. It don't really, it's not that bad. At least you can move them down and apply the other accessories. Like I said, diaphragm joint, 360, so that's pretty cool. You might want to just find the right way to put it. The Iron Man head, oh my god, that's not good. That is some really bad gappage there. Then if you look down, it's not that good either on the other side. Oh my god, that's not good. But yeah, the sculpting and the paint work and everything like that, it's not that bad. It's just this. It just doesn't look good at all. I don't know why. Oh my god, that annoys me so much, especially for display. That is a pain. But yeah, so double jointed knees go all the way up there. You don't even need the ankle to kind of move in order to reach the back, which is actually really, really good. That is some great articulation. So yeah, the figure is not bad. It's not bad in the articulation segment, especially when you move out these legs. They're not that good, but for an Iron Man figure, didn't really expect too much to be crazy. So, all of that's nice. All of that is to take into consideration. Now, putting all of that into a final verdict, that's what I'm about to do now, and I'm about to tell you if it's worth buying or not. So, final verdict with this figure. It's great. I love it a lot. I think this is awesome. Very minimal mistakes. very few, very few problems, especially with all the stuff you see here and all the clunky armor and stuff like that. It does have some really good articulation. The legs opening, or the kind of the hips, how far they move, is kind of the only complaint I'd have with the limitation of articulation. But honestly, it's not really that bad. I find this a very enjoyable figure. Is this kind of big? Not really, kind of. It is a little clunky with all the armor and stuff like that, but you are asking, or you are buying, an old kind of Iron Man suit, where it's not as sleek and as tight as the new Mark 50 and 85. So if you're looking for a more classic kind of style Iron Man, but don't want to get the comic versions and stuff like that, this is definitely worth it. I love this a lot. The detail is amazing, as you can see as I spin around this figure. Last thing before I go, I do want to measure this figure. You can see he stands at almost 7 inches, maybe, let's say 6.5, actually. Yeah, 6.5 inches, so that's how tall he stands. And let's do some action figure size comparisons. Here is the Marvel Legends Iron Man Mark III next to the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, the Spider-Man Far From Home upgraded suit, and the Spider-Man PS4 suit, and this is the No Way Home version. I'd say this size comparison is okay for this particular Spider-Man, and I love this size comparison between these two. I think it matches up pretty much perfectly. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed and you were new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video in general, please go ahead and like the video. Thank you guys so much for the rapid support lately. It's been a lot of fun making all these daily animations until we hit December 25th, which is Christmas. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.